So, hello. Wie geht's? How are y'all? Right, Svenja, lovely to see you. Thomas, hello. Ulas, hello. Claudia, schönen guten Tag. Paul the Pilot, guten Mittag. Hope you're all doing well. And SCX264, hello. Welcome. Right, we're here in Birmingham, in the good old United Kingdom, Birmingham, and we're flying to Krakow. Hey Joey. And yeah, you can see we're already boarding the aircraft. Don't want to spend too much time here on the ground. And let me just check the SimBrief flight plan and the flight time, 1 hour 59. So we do have a bit of time in cruise flight to talk about some interesting topics, as always. I hope you're all doing well. Let's see. Cool. All right, so I've already done the, well, I have not. I wanted to do the init request. Oh yeah, and of course today's topic is about the new RMP panel. Now let me just get my keyboard out of the way. Now I don't have a zoom function here on this camera, weirdly enough. Hey Fabian, wie geht's dir? And Mark, good I hope you're all doing well. So I did get the TCAS panel, and I did get the RMP, and I've paid for it on my own. I've not been sponsored. Okay, so this I paid on my own. I bought it on the global store. Reason being is that on the European store, I think it's going to take until Christmas before we get these delivered. Yeah, and what I've done as well, so I've used a provisional kind of setup with my Monster Tech mount. So these are currently stuck onto that panel by these stickers that come with the hardware. Yeah, exactly. Little by little. I honestly, the overhead panel, that's the only thing that's really missing. Paul the Pilot, I ordered. I'm not kidding you. I ordered 4 days ago, and they delivered it with DHL. So DHL Express, 4 days. I am missing. They're bringing out their own desk mount for these side hardware like MCDU, RMP, TCAS panel. So once that gets out, I'm going to order that because the current setup obviously
very good morning or whatever time it is for you.
Is obviously
I love you.
Jesus Christ, what's good? Hey. Yeah, Claudia, yeah, I know, all the memes, right? But, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see what happened with the 787 from Lufthansa. But no doubt, honestly, when I saw the video, I was actually, first of all, really shocked, and then I felt so sad. A beautiful, brand new aircraft. Oh. It's like, when you buy a brand new car, and literally like on the first week you're driving it, you make a big dent in it. It just hurts. Even if it can be fixed, but it just hurts. It really does. So yeah, Joey, normal day on VATSIM. I fully agree. Good. Yeah, and also as a word of caution, I am fasting. So I decided to do a quick 5-day fast. Today is day 3. So if my answers take a bit longer than normal, or I forget things, which I do normally anyways, but today it may be worse because I'm fasting, okay? Just as a word of caution. But I'm doing well. I've not paid any tax at the moment, but I'm sure I'm going to get a tax bill coming in from DHL in the next couple of days, Ulas, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, the overall order was like 180 euros for both panels. Plus, I think it was plus shipping was like 200. But, I mean, I've talked about this so often that this panel, so the radio panel is something, yeah, I was really missing. And hey, Tuksu, out of the box, it's working straight away. So yeah, with SimApp Pro, yeah, the hardware itself, it's nice. It's got nice tactile feedback, and honestly, the rotary is nice. Now, one thing I've noticed though, in the aircraft, I mean, if I switch over, let me get the ATIS 136030. It does work. Let me just activate. I don't have the audio panel yet.
Receipt of information echo and advise aircraft type on first contact.
That does work, but the standby frequency is not shown here on the sim. So hopefully they will fix that. Oh, no, so Svenja, well, it's not really for losing weight. I'm happy with my weight. It's more, it has to do with you know, just giving your body the chance to get into body cleansing, right? So the autophagy, which is apparently a very good thing. I've not heard anything different, so it is supposed to help you a lot. I recall you were looking for the A350 style. Yeah. Ja, Svenja, alles gut, kein Problem. Alles gut. I mean, it helps, of course, as well. It helps, of course, lose 1 or 2 kilograms of weight. But I keep saying that fasting is not really primarily to lose weight, because people get disappointed if they expect, if you fast for 5 days, you may lose 1.5 kilograms of body fat. 1.5. That's all, right? So the effect to lose fat quickly, yes, it's there, but yeah, the body is extremely good in managing their resources. So yeah, Svenja, we are practicing dancing like crazy, so pretty happy with how that is going. So at least I shall not make a fool of myself, I hope. Good, so we're going to go up 370, minus 48. So I'm already typing all of that in. There it is. Tropopause is in 35,600 feet. Ground temperature is plus 16. And the weight. So currently although we should have a final load sheet already. Let me have a quick look. So the final load sheet, since boarding is finished, we're supposed to have 59.4. That's what we have. So 59.4, and the CG is 31.5. So I will enter that already in here. And the block fuel inserted is 8. Well, let's round it down. 8.2. Good. I'm gonna request the wind data. And if anybody wants to fly along, guys, as a announcement, so Krakow will be towered. I think they have approach and tower later on. If you want to fly along, exclamation mark route.
Complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
That's my route I'm flying. And Dennis, Dankeschön.
Hey, how come you already got the RMP?
I honestly, I ordered it just normally over the global website, the global WINCTRL website, and sent it with DHL Express, and it was here within 4 days. I was no streamer bonus, no. So I was actually really surprised how quickly that went. Yeah, the A350 radio panel. Who knows? I'm sure somebody will be working on it. So that will be nice. Right, we've got the alternate fuel for Katowice. Katowice is 1.3. We're going to leave the final reserve 30 minutes for now. And so we do have a bit of extra fuel. Now, for the departure, it's going to be runway 33, we just heard, from the ATIS. And from the... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Don't I have an EasyJet? An EasyJet... is it easy? Yeah, I have. There we go. So let's have a look again. Ah, that's better. Much better. Good. No, so Dennis, honestly, so first of all, Dennis, thanks for the 47 months. Much appreciated. And then the European website, I've had such bad experience with that. I mean, we talk about 3, 4, 5 months of delivery time. Let me see. Lewis, thanks for the raid. Lewis, I hope you had a great stream. What were we up to, Lewis? Dankeschön. And yeah, we're flying today the EasyJet FENIX A320, and the main reason is to try out my new little toy. So the new radio panel from WINCTRL. So I'm particularly looking forward to trying out, yeah, in a daily use case, see how good it is, if it fulfills my expectations. So should be good. It should be the UNGAP 1 Mike departure. Let's have a look at UNGAP 1 Mike departure here. Let's go day charts. It's an RNAF departure and up to 6,000 feet. So we'll insert that. And then for Krakow, we are expecting the MOFKE, or the ULA, the MOFKE arrival. Yeah, the MOFKE 2 Golf arrival from the north for the ILS 25. And let's enter the MOFKE 2 Golf. Approach via BAVSI. BAVSI is the final fix here. Makes all perfect sense. So insert that. We'll check for any discontinuities in here. No discontinuities found. Looking good. Total distance 886 miles. The flight plan says 893. That's perfect. That's good. Yeah, Lewis, doing well. How are you doing? Yeah, big shout out. Thanks, Mark, for the shout out. Guys, check out Lewis Daniels' channel on Twitch here. Yeah, Matthias. So tax as well. Obviously, you're going to have to pay some more taxes. Yeah, or custom. Hey, Nate. Yeah. So yeah, it depends on the country you live in, what it comes down to as total costs. But unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Good. Now we have tower 18305.
Information Foxtrot and advise aircraft type on first contact.
One thing I'm noticing already, guys.
Birmingham information Foxtrot.
So when I'm dialing
time
in
1550 Zulu, runway in use 3.
The frequency, the real aircraft, especially the digits or the numbers behind the digit there, they turn faster IRL compared to the hardware here. So it does take some time to dial in some of these frequencies, but again, you know, we're going to try it out IRL today in real time to see how that works. Shout out to Nate Flies. Have you started streaming, Nate? Oh my god, you guys. Right, copy active. We'll do a quick return if
Golf Charlie Oscar, request push to start.
anything goes wrong.
Golf Charlie Oscar, stand 74, push and start approved.
Love the English accents. Love it. Right, arrival. It will be ILS 33 with no star and no via. And then for the engine out procedure, it's gonna be so fix info Echo Golf Bravo Bravo 33 Corsa 326, and we can go to 25 miles to hold. So that's done already, and so performance is the last thing we should do. Beautiful day today. Hey Delta Tango. Oh, that's really kind. Tango Delta, thanks for the shout out. Yeah, exactly. Hit the like button if you, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Hey Yoda. Oh really? You have started streaming. Oh, okay, shout out. Yeah, I'm gonna check your channel next time you stream. Cool.
Golf Mike Zulu airborne passing 700.
Yeah, so one little flip. So one of the D10s is 0.05.
Roger, report.
But you know, dialing faster,
Roger, will report
it comes
overhead
to like a
commentary, Golf Mike
maximum
Zulu.
speed of the dials, and then that's it. You can't dial the numbers any faster. So good. All right, let's do the performance. So we have very nice weather, and we are now expecting a takeoff weight around 67.5. Yeah, 67.5 is what we're going to take.
Wind 3 Hotel Oscar.
So it's a dry runway.
Birmingham Tower.
And
Wings Birmingham Tower. Pass message.
I'll take 67.5.
Hello. Sorry, I want to apologise. My flight spawning. I just wanted to watch my replay of the landing, and I forgot to disconnect from VATSIM. So I do apologise. No, not a problem. I wonder where you came from again.
But
Now that's
Yeah,
how
as soon as you
pros
said
do it.
Yeah.
contact me on the.
I mean, that's
online,
really
I thought,
cool.
damn,
Hats
I
off.
realised I forgot to disconnect VATSIM. So
hats off to
I
that
apologise.
person
Oh, that's okay. Not a problem.
coming in and just apologising and not disappearing, right? So GG's. I think that's really good behaviour. That is pro
And
pilot
Edge 41,
behaviour.
currently at the West apron in VFR DA 42. Looking to pick up VFR circuit clearance if possible.
Okay. Now I'm going to have to
Edge 41, Birmingham Tower, good afternoon. I'm just about to close,
Oh.
so I'm afraid you're on your own on Unicom 122 just right.
Oh, it's Jake.
Roger that, hope you have an amazing week though.
And Birmingham Tower, good afternoon from EZ615. A320 information echo. Is any chance to get the clearance before you log off?
If you file a flight plan, sir, yes.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, you're right, I'll do that as a... Oh.
Golf Charlie Oscar, ready for taxi.
Golf Charlie Oscar, can you accept an Echo 1 departure runway 33?
Hey, phone, take Echo 1, Golf Charlie Oscar.
Just.
Okay, Golf Charlie Oscar, taxi holding point Echo
It's always
1,
something,
runway
isn't it?
33 via
Always
Victor
something.
Delta Echo.
Right.
Well, Echo 1 runway 33 via Victor Delta and Echo Golf Charlie Oscar.
Right, there it's filed. And EZ615, the flight plan has been filed.
Aircraft type and stand number, please.
Yeah, so stand number is 15 and A320, and we have information echo currently.
Roger, EZ615, cleared to Krakow via the UNGAP 1 Mike departure, squawk 6461.
Easy 615, thank you much. Just cleared to Krakow, the UNGAM 1 mic departure, the squawk 6461.
Easy 615, read back correct.
Cool. So I was able to use my TCAS panel there
Read diversity 5.
to quickly dial in the score code. Nice. And I really hope that I don't forget to...
Stations, Birmingham Tower is now closing, so I've got to get my dinner. So have a good evening. Continue on Unicorn 122.8. Bye-bye.
Have a nice dinner. Thank you. And that's really kind of him that he gave us the clearance. Right, 122.8 is set. I've got to get used to that. I have to dial in the frequency on the radio management panel here, not in the aircraft. Good. So as expected, clearance, and we are going to have a look here at this chart. So we're parked at 15. We're going to push back onto Whiskey, then it's Delta all the way. Delta and Alpha. Oh no, it's not. Hang on, disregard. We're at 3-3. Short taxi up. Whiskey. Delta. Echo Sierra. This short taxi route has like 4 taxiways. Whiskey, Delta, Echo, Sierra. And holding point Sierra 1. Alright, and then we're going to go on the UMGAP 1 mic departure. And I've coded up to 6,000 feet according to the flight plan. Or the departure route, and we've got a restriction here, Bravo Bravo, November 3-1 between 1500 and 6000, and it's circled, so it is a overfly waypoint. We're not allowed to turn earlier. The next one is Bravo Bravo Echo 2-1 between 2000 and 6000. Then we've got Bravo Bravo Echo 2-0. There's a speed restriction there, max 250, and then UMGAP max 6,000. We've set 6,000 in the MCP. Had luxury problems, yeah, I'm telling you. Good. Right, let's do the performance here. So, runway 33, full length. No intersection data required. Let's calculate. So it's going to give us a flap 1 departure, down 0.2 on the trim. We have a NADP 2, 1340, 1340. Enter that straight away. And the engine out acceleration is 1900. 1900. And I'm going to send that to the MCDU. There it comes, 150, 150, 150. Flex 64. Flaps 1 down 0.2. That's all cross-checked. Fantastic. Good. What else? So A320 with sharklets. Yeah, beautiful sharklets there. And no problems at the moment. We'll see if we get any issues on the flight today. Yeah, fuel-wise, 8.2 tons gives us a bit of extra of about 20 minutes. And the fuel, let's have a look here, fuel should be nicely balanced, it is. Right, departure route is briefed, up 6,000 feet. The MSA is 2,500 feet, within 25 miles. And to the south east, it's 2,200. So 3,000 will be safe all the time. Anything special? Threats? Anyone see anything? Alright, and then I'll do my so let's have a look here. Start the next leg. So let's go the cockpit preparation checklist. So we have gear pins, covers removed, fuel quantity, yes, 8,240 kilograms balanced. Seat belts are on. ADIRs are all enough. And Barbara Ref, QNH 1012. Set check 3 times, and that's the cockpit preparation checklist complete. May I ask, is the NADP airport, airplane? Usually it is airport related. However, if the airport doesn't give out a clear definition, if they should use NADP 1, NADP 2, then the airlines may do their own NADPs. When you change the camera, it doesn't move. Just show quickly. Is it any add-on or any config? What you mean with camera? Well, I mean, the only thing I'm using is the yeah, again, it's well, the DLSS, the ghosting that I have, or the fast movement here, the blurriness, is due to DLSS, yes. So frame generation. Yeah, Akotamar, the problem is these values
and gentlemen,
are not really
the Captain Black Box infotainment
published anywhere apart
New
from
subscribers should now pick up their past
internal
first
sources.
class. Thank you.
So over the time I collected many different
Hello again.
but again, these are just for flight simming, and there will be differences. So if you're a real world pilot,
hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
you may think, hang on, that's not correct because my company does a different procedure. That could be the case, but it's just there for you guys to use, you know, some sort of NDP to get that into your flows, and yeah, just be able to use some real data.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
What's happening here, guys? Easy, easy, fellas. What's happening? Well, the problem is, as a simmer, you will never know if it's according to the real world data. The only way you would know is no, Jose, all good. The only way you would know is if you have a real world document to compare.
Locking gear.
Akotama, no. What? When did that happen? Let's do the before start. Parking brake is currently set. Takeoff speeds. Flex, we have 150, 150, 150, flex 64. Windows doors. Let's have a quick look here. Closed. 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 Locked and closed. And the beacon is on, and that's the before start checklist complete. Birmingham traffic, easy 615, pushing back, stand 15 in Birmingham. And we're going to start my TCAS. Oh yes, nice, okay, cool, that's working. Good. So, we should be good. Release park brake. Brakes released. What? Hang on. What's happening now? Oh, okay, that. Face west on whiskey.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push.
Last week.
All engines clear.
The last thing I noticed was, or really took notice of, was the Lufthansa nose gear collapse, which really hurt. Good. Engine start. Fuel pumps are on. We have good pressure. Here we go. Engine start. Engine 1 start.
parking brakes.
Yeah, it's going to be
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
hard to fix that, yeah. Mark, this brings back memories, doesn't it? Engine to start. Especially with Cosford. Because when we had Cosford flight sim shows, yeah, I used to fly to Birmingham to get there. Hey, ATC Bear, hello to you. Sorry for the late call out. And Memes, sorry for the late call out. Hey, Memes, thanks for the 2 months. Hello to you. Thank you so much, Memes, for the resub. I hope you're doing well. You fly more than from here, more than East Midlands? Wow, shocking. High-speed take on every, yeah. Good. Let's have a look here. Let's tell GSX that we have a good start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So we're going to go with the after start flow. AP bleed off as well. Then I have to pull this here because I deactivated my speed brake lever there. So that's back to norm. It was a flaps 1 takeoff. I think we could go back to automatic. Oh, interesting. I have to use mode C on. Okay. Now I'm going to go with above on the TCAS. Trim is down 0.2, and now we'll do the flight control check. We have full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, and full right, neutral. And Fabian, yeah, sorry for the late answer on the reward flying. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the next lesson.
Left is clear, right is clear.
I had to move it to Saturday because, funnily enough, Gandakazi Airport, where I train currently for my reactivation of my SEP PPL, doesn't allow pattern training between I think it was like noon to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's why, yeah, we had to move it to Saturday morning. But hopefully the aircraft will be ready by then. After start checklist, anti-ice is off, not required. ECAM status is checked. Pitch trim is down 0.2, and the rudder trim is neutral, and that's the after start checklist complete. Birmingham traffic, easy 615 taxiing runway 33 in Birmingham. Alright, so let's go lights on. Let's have a look here. Whoops. Wait a second. There we go. So we have left side clear, right side clear, and let's go. Cabin is ready. Well, maybe we got a call here in a minute. Well, let's see. Oh, what's happening? Oh, it's so laggy. Here we go. Brake check. Brakes are working. Okay. Yeah, for planes that don't have a low noise level, yeah. Yeah, the 172 definitely is not quiet. No, absolutely not. Good. We are going to taxi next left. Delta. one more thing, what did I set for cabin ready? Oh, there we go.
Hello, that's the cabin secure for takeoff. Thank you.
Thank you, Norman. Good old Norman. Well, IRL, I always used Jeppesen charts, so I do prefer Jeppesen. The only thing really, if I use Jeppesen in here, then I'm worried that yeah, I'm still going to crash the desktop, because here in the FENIX it seems to happen sometimes. But normally I do prefer Lido charts. Good, let's get the radar on. And PWS, predictive wind shear system. Next one to the left, holding point Sierra 1. And we'll do the config test. Normal, cabin is ready. TCAS, I'm going to put the TCAS on already, so that I can see traffic on final. And then we'll read the taxi checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting, config 1+F. Radar PWS is on an auto. Engine mode selector. Can we have a look down in a second here? Engine mode selector is normal. And EKMIMO, we have takeoff no blue. And that is the... and cabin is ready, of course. So the taxi checklist is complete. I don't see anyone on final. I haven't heard anyone. Birmingham traffic, EZ615, lining up departing, runway 33 in Birmingham. I've made a video on my YouTube channel regarding how to fly a NDB approach, so maybe you have a search there. I can't explain it right now because it's better to demonstrate it. Good. Cabin crew prepare for departure. TCAS is on. Packs are off. So we'll read the lineup checklist. Takeoff runway is 33 full length. TCAS TARA. Packs 1 and 2 are off, and that's the lineup checklist complete. We'll just quickly stop here, get my charts correctly set, and then we are good to go. Looks more like a... I think it looks pretty accurate. I mean, Birmingham does have some great fluctuations in it. So... Alright, here we go. Chrono will be started as well. Here comes chrono. Take off. Lovely clouds. Manflex 64, SAS runway. Order thrust blue. Thrust set. 100 knots. P1. Rotate. That's great. That GSX chime cracks me up every time. Enough. Thrust climb, out blue. Gonna put autopilot 1 on, and then we're gonna go pack 1 on. Pack 2 on. Wait for the speed here. Flap 0, speed checked, flap 0. Disarm the spoilers. Last but not least, set. It's interesting, something I noticed with the latest NVIDIA driver, that DLSS is not working as well as with the previous versions. Alright, let's check the temperature, plus 10. We are on the climb. I am going to put on engine.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is switched off. We suggest you keep it fastened whenever you're in your seats. Be careful when you open the lockers, as items may have moved. There are toilets at both ends of the aircraft and they all have smoke detectors. Smoking is not allowed at any time. This includes vapes and other e-cigarettes.
You bet. Outstanding. Yeah, Winky, absolutely. And often troubleshooting is so difficult because you don't know what the culprit may be, right? Good. So I'm going to climb myself, so there's no traffic here, I haven't heard anyone. So I'm going to go up 370. Going to get to standard already. And of course, we'd have to do an open climb. So we're going to have to pull on the alto knob there to get the aircraft into open climb. There is a restriction here, 6,000 at UNGAP. The other option would have been to go and delete, so clear out the restriction. Not this one. The one at UNGAP. So clear that out. Right, and now you can go back on managed climb. But I'm sure you all know that. I'm going to leave the engine anti-ice running until we're past that cloud layer there. Yeah, plus 6 degrees. Yeah, sim's quite loud, isn't it? Still loud. That's better, isn't it? Yeah. Better balanced. Good. Also, let's check what sectors are open today. We're passing level 100. I'm going to put the engine anti-ice off for now. I'll wait with the seatbelts until we're past that layer there. Could be still some turbulence. Right. Now, clearen, kopieren, servieren. So, secondary copy active. Fix info clear. And RATNAV is also clear. And for seatbelts, we want to wait, like we said. Hey Lilienthal, wie geht's dir? Good, so let's have a look at VATSIM radar. Yes, Bremen sector online at the moment. But I'm not sure if we are going to fly there. Let's see. Let's see, routing. It's pretty straightforward routing. Past, hey Yoda, I can wave out the window for you. Past Schiphol, we have a look at how the weather is there. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we're going to get through the Bremen sector. Although, yeah, maybe the southern part later on. Cool. Alright. You mean the sun is shining? Yes, I did, Winky. Yeah. It's raining? Oh no. Yeah, the rain is supposed to come to us this evening as well. Yeah, I did check the routing with Eurocontrol, yeah. Yeah, so that talk was great with Mick Chester. We did learn one or two more things, right? Especially with the SID and star that you should file with the flight plan. Thank you, Winky. Oh yeah, by the way, on Wednesday, we're going to have a German language live stream on Wednesday evening. We have two guests. One is Thomas, so the lovely gentleman that had built his own private A320 home cockpit and invited me. So I visited him a couple of, like 4 weeks ago. I made some videos and I've rendered it, so tomorrow we'll show the video of his home cockpit, and then I've had the interview. Yeah, seatbelt's coming. He'll be in tomorrow, on Wednesday, if anybody's interested to ask him some questions about his home cockpit. And maybe get some tips and tricks. And then afterwards, that'll take about an hour, and then afterwards Buddy will join us. So Buddy, a long-term community member here on our channel. He's also a controller on VATSIM and holds several ratings. He's been there for a very long time. And so he will then talk about his experience in German. Since we already made it in English, now we're going to have the German language talk about VATSIM, with all the do's and don'ts. Hey Fresno, Jason. Jason, how are you? Nice to see you. Is it? Oh yeah, it's morning for you guys there, yeah. Oh yeah, and of course we're hyped, excited for the World Cup. Soccer, football. We call it football, you call it soccer. Waving back. Yeah, so looking forward to that, and should be exciting. Right, I don't know what's happening with the clouds. I thought we're past the clouds, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna switch off the seatbelts here. Enjoy some views here from the window. Nice, that's good to hear, Jason. Yeah. But I know Germany won against the US in the unofficial game, right? I'm aware of that. But nonetheless, the US could have won just as easily, right? It was a great match, some great goals there, so exciting stuff. So looking forward to it. Right, we're gonna go. There's no it's weird. There's no English or no London sector. There's Scottish control, but there's no London centre online at the moment. Oh yeah, you're going to the expo. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Nate, are you going to the expo as well? I think you said something in that regard, right? Are they playing right now? Brazil? Okay. Yeah, exciting. But I mean, Brazil has some scars, don't they? I mean, it's already a couple of years ago, but yeah, that was hefty, I think. So oh, nice. Jurassic Jets sounds interesting. Are you going to be on the podium or just a booth? 71 scars. Oh really? Okay, so it's quicker for you to visit Netherlands compared to Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know why they chose Minnesota. I've been to Minneapolis so many times, IRL. I mean, I say so many times, but you know, in those 3 years that I was flying the 787, I was in Minneapolis many times. It's not a bad city. It's just I just don't see it has much to offer for tourists. I mean, sure, you can rent a car and then drive to the lakes, but you know, the city itself, I didn't really find much to do there. Just a booth, okay. Gonna meet Justin. Yes, hello to him. Okay, cool. Yeah. How's the 747 simulator coming along then? Is it? I mean, I doubt it's completely finished, right? Because it's never finished completely. So, but how's it coming along? That's a slow climber today. Look at that. 39 feet per minute. 66.4 tons. So yeah, we're a bit heavy. A bit heavy today. Let's go to airport on my side. Let's take airports on both sides. Okay, cool. I would love to be able to come to San Francisco for the world tour, but it's going to be hard because in October I have my 30th wedding anniversary, 30. So we're going on an expensive vacation there. So I'm not sure how if it's possible to get to US later. Can't make any promises, I'm afraid. Cool. Okay, so we have, as we're climbing up, we have a official preliminary report from the 767 incident in yeah, Jason, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I would love to meet you in person and fly along. We shall see. Yeah, so we all remember the very scary report of that 767 hitting a light pole in the approach to Newark, and contrary to what I believed at first, that the aircraft tire hit the lorry, it seems now it was only it was the light pole that hit the front of the truck and shattered part of the windshield for the driver. That's why the driver got some cuts. But the wheels themselves did not touch the lorry, it seems. But the whole report is very interesting. It's clarifying. It was still a big impact, no doubt. Yeah. So one thing that struck me was that the captain had a total of 2,724 hours combined, 757, 767, but only 378 hours as a captain. So 378 hours on a normal schedule means half a year, roundabout 5 months of duty. That is a fairly fresh captain. Yeah. The first officer and the relief first officer had 853 hours. Now the total time, of course, very experienced. Yeah, I mean 2,000 hours first officer is also a great experience. Yeah. Oh yeah, so they had a reschedule. First of all, they were supposed to fly to Shannon, but they got rescheduled to Venice on a short notice. But I mean, again, it's not really a big deal. Right. We've flown this approach on stream 1 or 2 days after the incidents. So if you're interested in how I performed, of course, that is no value. Okay, I mean, flight sim is flight sim. Real world is real world, especially with the wind conditions that they had. So I'm not. I'm just saying it was a demonstration on how the procedure would go, not on you know, how well or badly I did. But we could say that flying the approach was definitely a challenge already in the sim. So especially with large aircraft in gusty crosswind conditions, and we'll see the data in a minute, it was very, very gusty winds. That of course, hey Fair Pigeon, that of course does influence your air indicator airspeed or the calibrated airspeed a lot, and with that comes changes in oh really, easy 184, nice. Where are you flying to? So like, you know, 10 knots of wind gust, positive wind gust, so 10 knots of speed increase with the flaps out fully means that you get an enormous amount of lift. Oh, you're going from Krakow to East Midlands. Nice. Yeah, Krakow is online at 8, so in about an hour. So 1800 UTC. So we should get control of them. And of course that means you have to adjust the thrust. You have to... no, hang on. Echo Golf November X-ray? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it's sorry, that's Gatwick. Disregard. Yeah, not my bad. How could I confuse that? Jeez. Sorry, Mark. Yeah, fast. That's a good excuse. Yeah. Yeah, Flying Doctor, thank you so much. Yeah, greetings to you. How are you doing? And yeah, so you know, that 10 knots doesn't sound like much, but honestly, in the aircraft being fully configured, very slow, the 10 knots does change your lift vector. Hey Voyager, moin, schön dich zu sehen. It does change the lift vector, and so you know, you have to be quick adjusting thrust, getting the nose down again. It is a challenge. Yeah, and next second, that wind gust could you know, go away again, and the speed drops, and then you have the opposite effect. So yeah, so they were flying the RMP Whiskey, which we did as well on stream. The captain issued that stated that they had no issues CRM wise, and the captain was not concerned about the approach. Now, here's one thing I already have a problem with, and it's just me personally. I'm not judging him. I'm just quoting myself. So, if I had a line check, let's say a line check flight, or if I'd had, I'm retired now, but if I'd had a line check, and I would brief that I'd be aiming for 3 red and 1 white on the par piece, then my check captain would definitely tell me off for that, because that is a private procedure. There is just so little room for error if you have 3 red 1 white as a standard, right? Then so let's go 2 red 2 white. Okay, we all know how easy it is to get to, you know, 3 white 1 red or 3 red 1 white from the perfect center position, right? Oh yeah, Lula Pilot, good point. I will get to that in a second as well, yeah. Yeah. So, to already position yourself, yeah, exactly. So he planned for the 3 red, 1 white, and that means little deviation means that you're going to have 4 red. Now, for us, honestly, 4 red would have been go around. I would have expected my first officer to call go around on short final, let's say below 500 feet, 4 red lights. I mean, I would definitely, if my first officer was pilot flying and he got to 4 reds, it's a go around. The thing is, it doesn't even matter if if you're flying in Newark, if you're flying a approach somewhere else. You've got to realize that you are then getting in unprotected areas of the approach, right? Because there is no more downward indication past 4 red. 4 red is, 4 red and you're dead, right? So that struck me as well, that he actually briefed, or he stated that he wanted to get 3 red, 1 white as a standard, right? Very strange, but okay. I mean, like I said, for me, that would be a no-go. Yeah, and then Lullapilot said quite rightly, ATC changed the approach 3 times. Now, I feel for the pilots, because to have 1 change of the runway can happen, but to have two separate runways being given to you after you've already briefed the first one, and especially now with the RMP 29 whiskey being so challenging, because it does make a difference if you brief a ILS approach or if you brief a complex RF approach like this one, because of course you have your the standard briefing points, but then of course you talk about threats and mitigation of the threats, and especially, what was the wind? Let me get the wind data here. Let's see. Yeah, here. So the METAR report, 290 degrees, 19, gusting 30. So you would say, hang on. That is pretty much headwind, right? Well, the problem was that the wind was changing in directions, and you see that here. So the yellow line here is the wind direction, and look how it's nicely, it's like a perfect kind of a rhythm, isn't it? How it changes directions. Yeah. And we're talking about a 40 degree, almost 50 degree change in wind direction, going all the way to 320 degrees. So 30 degrees cross, all right? Now, at the time when they landed at 51, the wind actually itself, the speed, dropped down. At least the steady wind. Okay, so they did the approach, and then it got interesting past 500 feet. So at 500 feet, oh hey, sorry, Payne said hello. Was the pilot aware this happened, by the way, or did they find out like well after? You mean like if they noticed anything? Well, they noticed a thump. The cabin crew also called them or told them afterwards that they heard a loud bang in the cabin. The pilots in the front, they heard a thump, a little jolt, but the true nature of the whole, or the true consequences, they only noticed as the captain did the outside check. Yeah, so yeah, at 500 feet, the first officer stated they were on speed and on profile, and the captain was maintaining speed profile, 3 red and 1 white. on the PAPI. Once again, the CVR, so cockpit voice recorder, did not capture any discussion of PAPI lights for runway 29 prior landing. Additionally, the captain, who was pilot flying, was looking outside the airplane, and the first officer, as the pilot monitoring, was more committed to being inside the plane, looking for trends, which is normal. Right. So as they descended, the airspeed began to decay, and the first officer recalled that he stated, "Hey, you are slow." That is also interesting. I guess it has to do with culture. And I'm not saying it's wrong or worse than doing it some other way, but I mean, he did the right thing. He did do a call out. And then, followed moments later by, "You are still slow and a little low." Yeah, I mean, sure, you can quote it this way. I don't know, we've been trained to just say speed. So if you are deviating from the commanded speed, which is -0 plus 10 from commanded, then you just call that speed. And or maybe low, or speed is low. Yeah, but the comments like "you are a little" still. So when you say little low, what's little, right? I mean, little low at 1,000 feet is non-event. Little low at 100 feet is a problem. Right. So okay. And okay, so then. The pilot looked back outside, and he pointed out, recalled, "I thought we were low." However, they were just about to touch down, and it didn't process the information in time to get a go-around call-out verbalized. The airplane landed, taxied the gate, etc. The captain stated just before touchdown, he heard a thump. The first officer recalled feeling a mild jolt as they neared the threshold. And the relief officer stated that he heard a audible thump. After the landing, after the flight ended, the purser called the flight deck and said the aft flight attendants heard a loud bang just prior landing. So yeah, they definitely heard something there. Okay, so the lateral track, I would say extremely well flown. So all the waypoints were correctly hit. Right, but this is the thing that caught me. So right. So that's the turnpike. There's the runway threshold. Now, they are quoting AGL. The turnpike is not very high. Was it like 6 feet, right? I think it said somewhere 6 feet or something. Oh no, the 5 feet. The turnpike is 5 feet higher than the runway. So that's benign. That is not much difference, right? So if you look here, and that's 500 feet. So we're talking from the touchdown aim point. That must be like 2,500 feet. Right. So even if we say this was 1,000 feet from the threshold markings there. Right, 1,000 feet. Hey, Iowa Scotsman. Remember 3 miles for 1,000 feet? So let me just try to get the translation correct there. So feet to nautical miles. So we have 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet is 0.165 miles. All right. Yeah, so 1 mile out, he should have been at 300 feet, right? So, I mean, it's probably more than 500 feet, but he should have been here at least like 150 feet. Ah, there we go, Fresno J. Excellent. Yeah, so this point here, he should have been 150 feet above the ground, at least, in my opinion. Oh yeah, and then what was the path PAPI light indication? I think it was 3 degrees, right? We checked that. We checked it was 3 degrees. But I will confirm that quickly. Oh, we're going past Amsterdam. Hang on. Let's check the weather. Oh, here's the coast. Look at that. Yeah. It's not raining in the sim, it seems. So let's go airports. Newark. So I'm looking for the PAPI light degrees. Airport info. So for runway 29. Runway 29. PAPI angle is 3 degree. Yeah, 3 degree. Thank you much, Fabian. Okay. So, now the problem... So, here's the thing, right? We are talking about, at this point, 100 feet low. It doesn't sound like much, does it? 30 meters, 33 meters. 100 feet does not sound much. But, look at the PAPI lights. So this graph shows the path of the aircraft. So FDR corrected pressure altitude. The green line shows a 3 degree profile. So the green line here shows 2 red, 2 white. Quotenwagner, are you on the European store or on the global store? Yeah. So the 3 red below. So look at this. So 3 red below is here, and then Fabian, can you make any sense of this? So the 4 red. It seems like there's a buffer. Like it would take quite some time, a bit more time to get to 4 red from 3 red compared to get to 1 red from the 2 red to white. Okay, yeah, so I ordered Quotenwagner, I ordered on the global store, and it took 4 days to be delivered. But European store, maybe Christmas. So here's one thing I don't... Hey, Aviation Life, I don't understand. So we're talking about the distance from threshold, right? 5,000 feet, right? So around 6,000 feet, they were 3 red, 1 white. And here they were at 600 feet, 500 feet, and then 12 seconds later, 300 feet. So they're not symmetrical. Interesting. I did not know that. I thought they were symmetrical. Yeah. Yeah, Quotenwagner, that's the thing. I just wanted to have the panel. So I'd rather pay the customs for that. Exactly, Nate. And that's the thing, right? So from this, actually, we know that the 4 red, right, already has less buffer than the the 3 red, 1 white. So, but I find it interesting that I don't know when they were on the 3 red, 1 white, but it seems like at some point they got a positive wind gust and they got high in the path, and this just shows the moment after they corrected, right? The captain corrected the diversion to the higher altitude. Let me see if I found a chart on that. Yeah. see. Yeah, you can definitely see the throttle angle lever here. Throttle lever angles. So 30, 35 degrees, 50. So definitely he needed to correct, right? And then he switched the auto throttle off. Thrust was set manually. And then, yeah, I guess this was the space in between here where they got slow. And then they had to correct that. And then, what's the speed? Let me just have a look here. Where was the chart with the calibrated speed? Oh, there we go. So that's the FDR speed here, right? So we see the speed increased by 20 knots almost at some point, right? And no way is here. So that's axle, that's no way. No way is fairly short to the... So between axle and no way, as they turn to final, got more into the headwind. Hey, Thomas. They then had that pretty large deviation on the airspeed. I mean, they were at, what, 1,000 feet? 700 feet? And then a 20 knots increase. Okay, so the captain corrected, right? So you can see here, that's probably thrust idle, I would say. Could be around 30 degrees somewhere. Maybe not quite, I don't know. But it definitely reduced the thrust by a huge margin. Yeah, it's idle, isn't it? Yeah, I think so, yeah. So then the speed came down. Target speed was 160. And then the speed just dropped below. It got above again, so he increased the thrust again, trying to catch the target speed. And then, I mean, it just really dropped a lot. He did correct again. But that shows to me that, yeah, they did have issues with tracking the correct path, the altitude. So very dynamic on the speed. And then, of course, remember that when the speed drops, you have two options. Either you pull back on the yoke and keep that pull, or you were quick enough to trim away the force that you have, right? Or, of course, increase the speed to get again into that, the in-trim speed. But that definitely, look at the speed dropped really hard. So that's the thing. So he's battling the fact that he was low already, and then he was battling the fact that the speed dropped, and he had to pull back really hard to correct the deviation. But normally, yes, so SEX, some operators have 500 feet as a limit regarding stabilization with the thrust. But I mean, at least below 500 feet, if you go thrust idle below 500 feet, which he wasn't, right? They were still between 1,000 and 500 there. So some operators allow pilots to do that. Hence, it's not necessarily a go-around. But a mandatory go-around, in my opinion, would be the 4 red lights. And they never recovered. So they stayed 4 red lights from about 4,500 feet in. How much is 4,500 feet in miles? Yeah, that's about 3/4 of a mile. 3/4 of a mile. Okay. Just going to check where that point would be. 3/4 of a mile. So that's pretty much halfway between no way and the runway. So if I look, here's a runway. It's about here. Here's the runway. So it's about here. So that's where they had continuous red lights, 4 red lights. Akko Tamara, absolutely agree. The reason why airlines say that at least below 500 feet, latest, power idle means go around, because exactly like you say, a power idle means you need about 7 seconds in general. Depends on the engine, of course. I mean, some engines spool up quicker than others, but these huge turbofan engines, they take about 7 seconds from idle until full power again, and that's a long time. 7 seconds is a very long time. Yeah, so the 4 red lights, and you can see they definitely leveled out right at the turnpike there. And I think when we saw those pictures, hey, maybe we'll. Maybe we'll. Thank you much for the 55 months.
Where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Probably, yeah. Let me see. Let's see. 7 seconds. I'm not sure. 7 seconds. I think you would have thrust by the runway. I think it wouldn't take until touchdown to get the thrust. Oops. That was me kicking the rudder. Let's check the modes. Autopilot 1, cruise. Good. I'm going to put the TCAS 2 below. Yeah, but still, I mean. Oh yeah, and that's correct, Yoda. That's a nice overlay as well regarding speed, right? Now the speed is something obviously that points to variations in the wind, right? And then, maybe over controlling the thrust levers. And here's the thing. Here's where fatigue can come into play. So your reaction time just becomes slower, right? And so if things change quickly, you know, speed trends and up and down, and if you've got to do several things at the same time, you know, your whole processing gets slower. And so yes, you know, these speed deviations are happening. Yeah. And here is something that I don't know if that is actually what happened here, but something I've always found is that when I'm tired, I can get tunnel visioned a lot quicker. What's tunnel vision? So tunnel vision is something which isn't necessarily something you actually see in your peripheral field. It can happen if you over G, right? Let's say you're a fighter pilot and or an aerobatic pilot, and you pull a lot of G's. Then you also get the kind of the blackout where your peripheral vision just slowly gets black, darkened, or grayed out. And so you really, the viewpoint you have, or the view you have, gets smaller and smaller. That's not the case with the tunnel vision per se. So tunnel vision just means that your focus point just gets smaller and smaller. Right, so you are focusing so hard on one thing that other things in your viewpoint just get lost and are not noticeable anymore. Also, tunnel vision usually will lead to a slowdown of your instrument scan. Right? You will be focusing more, because otherwise it's going to be hard to get tunnel visioned. Right? So you're literally focusing on something so hard, you're just kind of fixation, exactly. Well, very good term there. So you're fixating on something with your view that you're stopping your scan, and again, you're not able to take on in any more information. Also, if you are target fixated, it can happen that your other senses, like hearing, may suffer. Right? So that's what I mean with, it's important how the pilot monitoring does his or her call outs. So like if you say, you're a little slow, a little low, that may not get through to the brain, right? If you're target fixated in a kind of a tunnel vision situation. If you say loudly, speed, that may go through, right? So, you know, hey, we're low, right? Or speed. You need to really talk up. You need to speak up and say it loudly. Another thing, I remember in my training, whenever I had a situation where my call-outs weren't loud enough, be it in the simulator or be it in the real aircraft on the line check or doing training, the instructors really emphasized, hey, you got to speak up. You know, your call-outs need to be louder, right? They really drilled that into you as pilot monitoring. And then the last resort, obviously, is if the corrections just aren't there, you have to take over control. Right? And that's really, really hard, especially at low altitude. That's very hard to do. Thanks. I could tomorrow. Oops. Hang on. 787 loses cabin door after landing. Huh? Hang on there. So is it only occurred after landing? Oh, it's typical how some of these, yeah, right? So typical with news outlets. You think like it dropped off after touchdown or something, right? No, so there was a staircase, was positioned at the left-hand door, and then the aircraft apparently was moved backwards unexpectedly. That can happen. That can happen if the chocks are either not set or the chocks are not set correctly. So if the chocks are like, you know, I don't know, 1 feet, 2 feet off, then the aircraft can actually roll back that way. And whatever, I mean, it was strong enough to rip the door off. Crazy. Good. Okay, so let's get back to the incident here. So now this is something that strikes me. So the full red light is something that strikes me. You have 3 pilots. So 1 pilot flying. Then you have a pilot monitoring. Maybe he was fixated more on the instruments, but then the observer, also on duty first officer, he must have seen the 4 lights as well, right? I mean, he would have had the chance to call out go around. There's a rule: any active flight crew member in the flight deck that calls out go around below 1,000 feet AGL means it is a required go around, right? Unless the captain says we're on fire, I'm gonna land. Okay, so unless it's a really, really rare emergency case, any pilot calling out go around below 1,000 feet AGL, it's a go around, mandatory go around, no ifs. So what strikes me then is they're crossing this at 48 feet. Now, the radio altimeter calls out 400, 300, 200, 100, and it will say, normally it will say 50. Now, if I'm that far out, now remember that 50 means here. This is where the 50 call out should happen. And then he aim point and he touch down somewhere here. That is where the 50 feet call out should be. And that happened here. 30, guys, you know 30 call out? What do you normally do in 30 feet on a big airliner? Idle, yeah, exactly. Yeah, idle and flare. I mean, look where you are. You're nowhere near the runway. Idle and flare. Yeah, exactly. You flare. And then 19 feet. 18 feet. 11 feet. I mean, you're literally almost touching down. And then they crossed it like 7 or 8 feet. They crossed the threshold. Yeah, so that could have gone a lot worse. Yeah, maybe it will. Exactly. Yeah. That could have gone... No, so SEX, a non-company jump seater, is a that would be not on duty. And I mean, he or she can call at go around, but if the pilot or captain decides to ignore that call out from a on duty or non-duty crew member, then yeah, then that would be yeah, so I mean, the reasoning why nobody called out go around, why the whole crew accepted the captain briefing 3 red and 1 white, is something that needs to be addressed at that airline, at United Airlines. And I think they already did. Yeah. I think for pilot monitoring, it just shows again, the pilot monitoring has an enormous amount of responsibility, right? Because you do not know how tunnel visioned the pilot flying is, right? And so if you're pilot monitoring, so for all those professionals out there, the pilot monitorings or doing pilot monitoring, you have to realize that you're the last resort, really. And so you have 2 options: call out the go around or take over controls, right? The radio altimeter, let me see. How can I try? Hold on. There we go. So the radio altimeter is located, hold on. It's located normally around here. Yoda, correct me if I'm wrong. But normally you would have 2 antennas here somewhere. Right. Exactly. So it is referenced to the landing gear. That's the idea. A bit forward. Let's check. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, here they are. Sorry. Yeah. There they are. That should be the antenna and receiver. So one's an antenna and a transmitter, and the other one is the receiver. Yeah, flare corrected. What time did they disconnect the autopilot thrust? So autopilots, at least the auto throttles were disconnected about 2 minutes prior to landing, just before axle. So just around here, the auto thrust was disconnected, and they did say the autopilot. There we go. So autopilot and auto throttle is approximately 880 feet, which yeah, is correct. So about 1,000 to 900 feet. Yeah. Yeah. So depending on the approach they were flying, they could have maybe, depending on the FMS. Yeah, so normally axle would be the point anyways where you disconnect the auto throttle and auto thrust, unless the aircraft is allowed to fly in VNAV and LNAV with the autopilot on. Depends on company procedures, etc. But yeah, normally you would switch it off at axle anyways. So at this point. Yeah, so tire damage, fuselage damage, and that was the lorry that was hit with the light pole there. So after the accident, United Flight Operations issued an ops alert, applied the Newark arrivals specific to the RANA vertical guidance for 129. It reminded the pilots of visual globe in VGSI. In addition, all pilots applied a short runway landing guidance. It mentioned that a hazard was identified through their safety management system, that the pilot technique of shifting the aim point of electronic or visual glide path anchors or ducking under contributes to low approaches altitudes during the visual segment into certain airports runways. It emphasized that all approaches shall be conducted so that the touchdown occurs. Now, I don't know why don't they strictly say you are not allowed to aim for a 3 red 1 white normal path visually? Why do they say you have to stay on the 2 red 2 white? Right. And then if you get to 3 red 1 white, you should correct back to 2 red 2 white. I don't know. That is to me, that's not really a clear statement there. Well, maybe it's just me. Yeah, but again, the only safety net available there in this case is if it's a challenging approach, windy conditions, the risk is there to drop below. Good briefing, meaning talk about the threats, and then clearly point out again that if I get low, make a loud call out, make a clear, loud, precise call out, and then I need to react within like the next 3 seconds. I need to react to correct the path. If I don't, call go around, right? And it should not be needed to brief. This should be common knowledge. If you see full red below 500 feet, go around, instant go around. Right? Yeah, Yoda, I agree. Maybe because the third time, and the captain was knowledgeable on the approach. But I mean, it's one of those things that I, as a captain, when I had a challenging approach, especially when we had a lot of wind gusts, I always said to the co-pilot, make your speed call outs, even if you have to do them 5 times. Make your call outs, and then I'll need to acknowledge, and you need to see me correct, right? And then if it gets outside the limits, it's a go around, right? So you need to brief that, and if that line of defense goes, absolutely, it is difficult to manage. Yeah, it's annoying as well. I mean, no doubt. I mean, imagine the workload. You're in the approach, in the descent, and then 3 times someone has to go heads down to program the FMS, and then get the charts out, brief again. It's a hell of a lot of workload, and we're talking about New York airspace, where you have lots of traffic, lots of frequency changes, huge workload. I have no negative comments to make about any part of that flight regarding the crew performance. I think that they handled it nicely, and they flew the approach so well until they got to about 800 feet. But so again, this is the thing, right? It's not about bashing and blaming. It is about taking these occurrences and accidents to see what you, as a pilot, can take away from it, and maybe do different if you run into the same situation. Right.
Yeah, but when do you ever get the chance to shoot down a bread lorry as a pilot?
Buddy, hello to you. How are you doing? And once again, Buddy will be here with us on Wednesday, German live stream, and we'll talk about VATSIM issues. Right. Thank you, Buddy, for the 106 months. God. Yeah, Buddy, it's great to hear that you're doing well, Buddy. Looking forward to Wednesday. Yeah, so again, think about your safety net. Think about what you have. And Yeah. Monitors, there are also things going wrong in Europe. It's all about human factors very often. So it doesn't matter if it's in the US or in. I mean, if you're referring the issues regarding, you know, runway incursions, you know, near collisions, that sort of stuff, then yeah, I mean. Oh, another thing I want to talk about. I only picked it up like. Let me see. Yeah. So this was 2 weeks ago.
Are you declaring LBOs?
Okay, here we go. Hope it's loud enough, guys. Okay, so this was the situation in New York. They had bad visibility. Hey, Alpha. And Neil, hello.
I hope everyone is good. Neil from Heathrow.
Neil, thank you so much for the 58. Greetings to you. How was Heathrow? So this happened at JFK runway. Let me just see here, runway 22 right. So the British Airways pilot gets a lineup, and with the lineup clearance, he gets this.
Kennedy, Seabird 18 Alpha Heavy, are you declaring LBOs?
Right. Hang on, let me try it again. Okay, so right from the start.
Flight 5 November Heavy, runway 228, line is delayed, RVR is 1000.
RVRs is 1000. Now, is it 2 to left? No, it's 2 to right. It should have been 2 to right. ICAO states that RVR below 400 meters equals 1200 feet means the airport should call out low visibility operations. What does it mean? Well, low visibility operations means that certain safety guards are being enforced. So you have, for example, the category 2 and 3 stop bars in place, having to be illuminated and respected. You have sensitive areas, so roads will be closed, that nobody gets into the antenna area, etc., right? So there's a lot of safety features that need to be activated, and that requires an official low visibility operation called out either by ATIS or by the tower, right? So the Speedbirds lines up, hears that we have 1000 feet runway visibility range, RVR, and that's important, not visibility in general, but RVR. And the RVR is measured by so-called what they're called, I want to say transmission meters, but they're not. They're called let me see if I can find a picture. So this is from Wikipedia, hang on. So they look like this, right? Transmissiometer, yeah, transmissiometers, difficult word. But that's what they look like. And so they shoot out a light beam, and on the other side there's a receiver, and depending on how many water molecules are in the atmosphere, i.e. visibility going down, at some point they will start to measure. I think it's usually below 2,000 meters when they start to be reported. But for low visibility, the RVR, so the runway visibility range, has to go below 400 meters, at or below 400 meters. That's when you have officially low visibility operations in use. Now, that's what the British Airways pilots is getting at now.
Line up and wait, runway to the right, along the final one there.
Kennedy, Seabird 18 Alpha Heavy, are you declaring LVOs? Kennedy from Seabird 18 Alpha Heavy, are you declaring LVOs?
So, the British Airways pilots is asking the tower controller, are you declaring officially low visibility operations? Because then, the British Airways pilot knows that the sensitive areas are being locked and are being respective. And the second one is that they are going to be in line with their own company procedures and the laws and regulations. Right. Yeah, Monito as well. I guess we can talk have a long discussion about the conditional lineup and wait or land behind. I prefer not to have it, so I prefer the European way. But I don't really have proof that much, I think, statistically, that the US is more dangerous in that regard. But who knows? Thomas, you're getting a PPL for fixed wing. Are the subjects you're going to studying first? Yeah. Air law. Air law is the first, because it's the most boring, but also one of the most important ones you have to learn. And it's going to be the one that literally takes most time. So air law would be my first take. Depends on definition. It can be LVO and it can be LVP. Operations or procedures.
I'm not sure. I don't understand the question. Speedbird 118 Alpha Heavy.
Now that's interesting. Now that's something where I'm like, okay, how come the tower controller does not understand that question? Because it's a very basic question.
Roger, you just said RVR 1,000 feet. Are you declaring low visibility operations or not?
Not declaring anything, no.
Hello. I'm not declaring anything, no. So, like, I have no idea what you're on about, right?
Roger, but you've given 1,000 feet RVR, correct?
That's correct.
Roger, that means that you have just said that you have low visibility. So please assure us that you have got LVOs in force, or we cannot depart in less than 1,000 feet of visibility.
I mean, in my opinion, he's right.
British Airways 18 Alpha Heavy. I do not understand what you're saying.
Roger, it is very simple, sir. You have declared RVR of 1,000 feet. That means that your visibility is low. LVO is the standard ICAO terminology. Have you got low visibility procedures in force or not?
No, sir.
Roger, Speedbird 18 Alpha. Can you please give me a latest RVR?
Showing touchdown 1,200 and the rollout is 1,000.
Okay.
Roger, the 18 Alpha is unable to...
That was very clever. So, I have to say kudos to the British Airways pilot. I know a lot of times British Airways pilot get heat for their... it's like his FA or VATSIM, otherwise, but this is IRL. So I know they get a lot of heat, you know, for the discussions on radio. But I'm with the pilot as well, 100%, because in the end, let's spin the wheel a bit. Let's get theoretical. So let's say Tower does not declare officially LVO or LVP. British Airways accepts, so the pilots accept a 1,000 foot RVR report, meaning below limitations. They take off and then suddenly they hit something on the runway. Or something else happens. They do an RTO, they go off the runway. Fornax, you're the pilot and you're actually ATC. That's good to hear. So the British Airways pilots very cleverly asked again, what are the RVRs? Because if the controller would have said like 1300, 1300, 1300, then that would have been good enough, right? I don't think 1200 would have been enough, because 1200 is exactly at the limit. So it's very clever that he asks again for the latest RVR, because maybe they've just improved. Because when you have low vis operations, in general, visibility does vary quite frequently. You know, 100, 200 feet, 300 feet. That can change quickly, right? So,
make a departure in East.
yeah. So he says, okay, I can't depart.
Understood. Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy, make a right turn, enter 22 right, and exit left at Fox Bravo. The spot for you to the increase.
Roger. Enter the runway and depart again at Fox Bravo. Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy.
Yes, left Fox Bravo, hold short of Yankee, and again, I'll let you know when they get better.
Roger. Left on Fox Bravo and hold short Yankee. Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy.
Okay, guys. Here's one thing. Do you think there could be a reason why Tower is not really motivated to call out LVP or LVO operations? Yeah, Neil, exactly. That as well. Yeah, flow rate. Exactly. Right? Because the moment you call out officially low vis operations, approach departures have to be increased in spacing, and that lowers the rate of departing and arriving aircraft. So yes, ATC obviously has their obligation to have as much or as many departing and arriving aircraft as their goal, but at some point there are just certain limits where I think they should be respected, and then LVP or LVOs should be called out. Now, interesting enough, I'm not sure. I'm gonna see if other aircraft departed.
And again, Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy, so turn left here, make a left Yankee, and then a left diagonal. So pretty much keep making left turns, so you eventually short of 22 right. Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy, I'm sorry, did you copy?
So 18 Alpha Heavy, go ahead.
Yeah, keep making left turns and hold short of 22 right. So left, 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 then hold short of 22 right.
Left, hold short of 22 right, Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy, thanks.
Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy.
18 Alpha Heavy, go ahead.
For morning purposes, what RVR do you need?
We need 1800 meters. We're just trying to resolve something with the company.
I said 1800 meters. That's not correct. 1800 feet. I think is more like what they need.
That 1800 meters, Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you.
16 minutes later.
And Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy, our current visibility down the runway is sufficient for us to make a takeoff if we leave now. Are we able to take off now?
Yes, there's traffic that's left to right downfield, so Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy, 22 right, line up and wait.
Okay.
Run and wait, 22 right, Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy.
Okay. So now you're wondering, okay, so how come now he's saying, I don't care about the official RVRs. I say that the visibility is good enough. I mean, for us, at our company, we used to have the provision that the first RVR may be substituted by a visual reference from the cockpit. But the other ones, all along the FAR takeoff field length, they have to be in limits. So I could just assume that the RVRs improved so much that you know, they would say that definitely it's more than, you know, 2,000 feet or whatever. Right.
Speedbird 18 Alpha Heavy, wind 070 at 3, touchdown RVR 1,600, roll out 1,800, runway 22 right, clip for takeoff.
clear takeoff runway 22 right, speedbird 18 Alpha heading.
Eddie, wind 070 at 3, touchdown, RVR 1600, roll out 1800, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Now, here's the weird thing, and that's something I don't understand in this case. So he's calling out first RVR 1600 feet, and the second part, or the second value 1800. So the British Airways pilot just said himself that he needs 1800 feet. So suddenly 1600 is good to go. I mean, that's a bit, a bit of a contradiction, right? But I can only imagine that they were taking the rule that the first one they can determine for themselves, and the second wasn't limits, so they departed. Now, one thing I would assume, all the other aircraft that heard the discussion going on, I mean, they would very likely all have the same company SOPs regarding, because it's more an ICAO, EASA kind of limitation regarding, from which point onwards you have to have low-vis operations. But they departed. Now, believe it or not, I've had this happen IRL with visibility and with wind, and of course thunderstorms, but wind. Those two factors, so wind and visibility. Now, crosswind is there are different crosswind limits for different aircraft, different companies. Some have, let's say, 35, the others have 37, then we have 38. And runway lights. Very good point, Yoda. Nice point. Runway lights. So, I mean, I would have to check the ICAO and the EASA rules, AIP. But I would pretty much speculate that in the official EASA AIP, at least, there is somewhere reference that says at nighttime operations, at least the runway edge light and the runway end light have to be lit up. So we had an incident or occurrence where we lined up in Paris, and it just got dark, and we lined up. We got a rolling takeoff clearance, so taxiway lights were on, right? And so I rolled onto the runway. I looked down the runway, and I could see the pavement. Hey, Avimar, Gouda, how are you doing? I could see down the run. I could see the runway, but my brain said something doesn't look right. And I just instinctively stopped the aircraft. And the co-pilot says, "What's wrong?" I said, "Something's not right." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, look outside. It's really dark." And the co-pilot said, "Yeah, the runway lights are not on." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's it. The runway lights aren't on. Tell the tower." So the co-pilot called tower, "Hey, tower, can you switch on the runway lights?" And the tower said, "Well, that would take 1 or 2 minutes, but you can take off." And then I said, "No, tell the tower we can't. Right? Our company procedures don't allow for it." So yeah, so we waited until the lights were switched on and we were able to depart. So there's occurrences where you have certain visibilities, wind conditions, and then you have your rule set and you say, "No, unable to depart because of the fact that visibility, wind is outside the limits," right? And then there's other aircraft waiting, and I would always offer and say, "Hey, I can vacate the runway if you need. Let the others take off. But for us, we are unable to take off in these conditions." Right? And that's it. The same with thunderstorms. I've had so many situations where I looked at the radar picture and I was like, "No way am I doing an approach in these conditions." And then, I'd request holding, right? And then aircraft behind me, they would just land, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe they have different weather radars or whatever, different training. I have no idea. Yeah, they decide to do the approach. Right, where are we? Oh wow, we already. Oh, that's far. Blimey, hang on. What's the landing time? 1840. 40 minutes. Are you joking? Yeah, Aviomar, me too. I mean, we know it's very basic, but I mean, I agree. So. Yeah, I mean, so, but is it wrong? Right? If a 747 has an engine failure and still has 3 engines remaining, and not declare an emergency, so if the pilots say we're not in grave and immediate danger, then why not? Why just stay Warsaw? 123625. Finally, I get to dial in my frequency here. 123625. Yeah, tactile feedback is great.
Flying to the east, so subscribe level.
Can you repeat please? You can flash 310.
3310, climb fly level 310 as your route response with today.
Yeah, okay. Warszawa, good evening from EasyJet 615, flight level 370.
Easy 315, Warszawa radar, hello, identified.
Okay, there we go.
Warszawa radar, got get you lot 79.
Let's see if we get CPDLC.
79, Warszawa radar, good evening, identified, direct debit. Direct debit, lot 79.
There he is. No, hang on.
Warszawa radar, good evening, Galan 2373, flight level 340.
There it is. Echo Papa Whiskey Sierra.
Identified. Confirm me what point are you involved?
So we go.
We are flying to Goven, Elan 2373.
That's
2373, thank you.
Connection.
Radar, good evening, Airport 110, flight level 246, climb flight level 3.
Someone else that didn't check the loudness setting for the microphones.
330, Airport 110.
Here we go. Notify.
Render to daleko, Warszawa radar 7, right?
Easy 350 requesting taxi to runway 29er.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. There was a big discussion on that as well. That a 747 crossed the Atlantic with on 3 engines. I understand they flew from LA
Taxi Alpha Romeo holding point
to the west coast, sorry, to the east coast of the US. I understand that. But I don't understand that they flew all the way across the Atlantic on 3 engines.
787 identified person 3200.
Special ETOPS.
350 direct bounce.
Flight level 350 direct bounce, Sky 797.
So that's notified.
I am back to Geneva.
Enter 1310 destination departure runway 29er, Foxtrot 7 Golf.
Good, let's check the arrival really quickly. So we have Mofke.
Foxtrot 7 Golf.
Enter 1301, clearance destination Geneva, via Foxtrot 7 departure, 7 Golf departure, runway 29 and
It's getting a bit chilly now. I have to switch off my air conditioning here. It's what a game changer.
6,000 feet altitude and 4,000.
Warszawa radar, dzień dobry, EPKK requesting clearance to Krakow Pacific, information from board. Center 1301, read was correct. Break easy 340, please listen to the frequency before traffic.
Yeah, I mean 2 engines, so if you run a 3 and another engine fails, it's going to be hard to maintain altitude. Right, login accepted. Thank you very much.
Easy 350, can you say taxi instructions again, please?
So we have Mofke, and the first restriction is at Kufje, below level 210.
Easy 350, say taxi instructions again, please.
Easy 350, left Alpha Echo Romeo. Alpha Echo Romeo, EasyJ50.
Just dial down the sounds a bit. Good, so Mofke, Kovce checked.
Warszawa Radar, dobry wieczór, lot 740 with you passing flight level 284.
With you.
Lot 740, Warszawa Radar.
Don't say with you guys. Esli, Otlich, max 250 is checked. Then we have Airhaf 130 above is inserted. Then we have Uxbaf 90 above is inserted. Then we have the Arnav downwind 652, 653, 654, all the speeds 220. 656 and then BAFSI, and then we go on to the ILS. So that's all correct. BAFSI goes to Offuk. Try to pronounce that wrong. It's Kilo 361, 3000, 3-degree profile, minimums ILS 1010.
Requesting 250.
1010. And let's get the weather. They should be online.
Plan 250 direct for Chef of Montevideo.
Thomas, next year. Is that was? Yeah, 615. Direct to Mofke, just received via CPDC. Easy 615. Thank you.
615, no problem. Just steer Mofke to Golf Standard arrival, and next direct will be in a second. Kilo 652.
Okay, easy 615 is cleared the Mofke to Golf arrival, and just confirm which point are we now directly clear to?
Kilo 652 will return from the CPDS.
Kilo 654 direct, call you when ready for descent. Easy 615, thank you.
615, Kilo 652, 218, Kilo 652.
652, thank you much.
And check exact and go on passing fog 1000.
So it's one of those issues I have when I have people not checking their microphone levels on VATSIM.
Climb 360 and
then you're kind of forced to dial down the volume because otherwise they blow out your eardrums. And ATC, now they normally do their correct volume levels, and then they are very quiet for me. That's always an issue. So go to your vPilot settings, audio, right? And here on microphone volume, so just talk normally, and just let it the level go into the green area. Right. If it goes into the red area, you are way too powerful with the microphone. And then adjust the slider there to stay in the green area. So then we're going to go Kilo 654 again.
L2373, contact Warszawa radar 130675.
That was a nice direct.
130675 and
cool.
2373.
So we just got scrapped the whole arrival, and we're proceeding now Kilo 652 here, downwind.
We got 27 line up and we can
Godfred, good point. Hello to you. Yeah, Godfred. Every time you have a Windows update, you need to check these settings again. Yeah. Good. Let's quickly check the weather. Oh no, they're not online yet. Hang on. No, they are. Approach is online. Yeah, they have ATIS. Let's update again. Ah, there it is. Oh, really? Let's know. Okay, let me check the ATIS now. Hang on, let me check the ATIS. Go for arrivals. For RMP...
Zero requesting descent.
Good point. So here it says RMP approach runway 25.
Bravo on board, descent 100, Polish Air Force 120.
Variable 4 knots. So let me enter that. Actually, let me change the runway. Approach.
Easy 350, holding short Romeo.
RNF 25.
350. User 26729 RP for takeoff, wind 260 degrees 7 knots.
So I've got to go heading quickly.
Okay, for takeoff runway 29 RV 37.
Easy 350, line up and wait runway 29er.
Line up and wait 29er, easy 350.
User 9007, descent altitude 7000 feet, QNH.
And then direct 652 again.
Descendant 7000, QNH 1016, Reserve 9007.
Right, what else do we have? We have a temperature of 22, which is nice.
Survey 355 November, goodbye.
22. Variable 4 knots.
Also, radar, good evening. We say 3 Yankee, flight level 340.
Transition level 80.
User 3 Yankee, Warszawa radar, good evening, identified.
QNH 1020.
Enter Air 1301, ready
Enter 1301, you're on the remote stand, so you don't need to start.
So here we are. Entered all the values.
Air 1301.
Now normally, hey, make echo to you. Yeah, exactly, Vinky. I can't set the. I have to select different audio in and outputs, which I can't do because everything's kind of combined and then sent to OBS. So I can't do that. It doesn't work for me. I'm going to go with config full. Because otherwise I think I have some feeling that config 3 I have very low power settings, and then potentially today with the variable wind we may get a little bit of tailwind. So we'll, yeah, we'll lose config 4. Good. And then let's get the chart out.
Flight level 350, sky 787.
Easy 340, holding short from 9.
So, RMP approach. Let's check. We have VATSIM, Ofuk, then we have Kilo 362. That's the final send point. That's the final send point.
Ukraine.
Minimum, we can't take this one. We're not LPV approved. So we have to take this one here. Elva Vinav 1130. We can still fly this in managed mode. So final approach mode, but
Descendant 3000 feet, Reserve 9007.
we can't take the lower minimum. Right now, Kilo Alpha Kilo is set. And then, so 3 degree down, and distance 7 miles. And then missed approach runway 25. Kilo 48. Overfly, right turn 549, climb, maintain 220 knots, and climb 4,000 feet. That is all correctly programmed in the FS. Good, we're reaching our top descent. So since it's non-precision approach, as always, we'll enter... Oops. Perfect, descent flight level 210, easy 615. There we go, descent out blue 210. Okay. Did I put in echo? There we go. So the threshold, runway 25. Yeah, sure, you could go on VATSIM for the helicopter. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Exactly, you have to know how to follow procedures.
Sky 787, contact Warszawa radar 130675, goodbye.
It's not me.
Could you please repeat the frequency for the multi-sky 787?
787-130-675.
Oh yeah, one thing I've noticed. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Thank you very much.
So the TCAS panel lights are brighter than the RMP panel lights. I mean, they're visible, but I've not been able to change the brightness.
Clear KLS Zulu approach runway 33 with 0907.
1301 request
One more thing to do, and that is to calculate the landing performance. Runway 25. That looks good. Interesting. 23, 22, but that's fine. Landing weight.
Porsche FS120 for lower.
So we'll have about 62.8.
120 next descent in 6 miles, due airspace.
Porsche FS120.
Runner 22 Leka, monitor advisory 1 to simulate
No
80
reverse, auto thrust off, config full, manual landing, auto brake low. Now, regarding Krakow.
Next 39er Zuleko, Zulu Unicorn. Warszawa radar hello identified, scope 1000.
Now Delta will be sporty to stop there.
Polish Air Force 120 descend 7000 feet altitude, QNH 1016.
7010.
Especially since Delta is only 1300 meters. Now Echo, we're not allowed to leave via Echo.
320 Sierra Bravo.
That's close.
About 15 miles out of Bill.
Thanks.
At,
and Foxtrot is 2230 meters, so we are planning to leave at the end.
November 320 Sierra Bravo, Warszawa radar hello identified, climb level 430.
Climb 430, November 320.
Now interestingly,
340 identified and departure passing 3000.
Now that's not correct, is it? We'll have to change the runway length thing.
Ukraine International 3310, proceed direct offside there.
Direct offside Ukraine International 3310.
Yeah.
739er, monitor advisory 1 to simulate ATC service terminated, goodbye.
It's only 2012.
Unicom, want to decimate about 739er, Seaplane 4675, monitor advisory.
You have to be careful with these values here in the FENIX app.
What to do to simulate Seaplane 4675, goodbye.
I'm going to take...
Warsaw, hello, Ryanair 2504, just past 270 to 280.
Yeah, but I have to take medium.
Ryanair 2504, Warszawa radar hello identified, climb to level 360.
Continue climb 36, thanks, 2504.
Let's get some speed brakes out.
350, proceed
so I have to take auto medium, but what I'll do is, depending on how good we're braking, I'll kick out the auto brake at some point.
Warszawa radar hello privilege, Mirny 6145 with you, direct Kefir 360.
And then
Mirny 6145, Warszawa radar hello identified
to exit at the end.
Cooking 1000, Mirny 6145.
Closing.
EG350, direct Kukam.
Direct Kukam,
and then after vacation, yeah, Foxtrot Bravo to the apron.
The 9007 established localizer on the
075, fancy on the CPDSC, this one is no.
Okay, 121075, easy 615, thank you.
Thank you, goodbye.
Bye. Right.
The 9007 established localizer on the
075.
09007, continue approach.
Continue approach to 09007.
Let's check the ATIS quickly, what it was. Krakow approach, good evening from EasyJet 615, passing 240, descending flight level 210, information is Echo.
This is 615, Krakow approach, good evening, identified, information Mike, current, continue via Moscow to Golf arrival, descent flight level 100.
Descent level 100, continue on the Moscow to Golf arrival, and just to confirm that we are already cleared to Kilo 652 direct.
This is 615, affirmative.
Thank you. Right, so Mike.
With our 978 Krakow approach, cache identified, climb flight level 240, proceed direct Babko.
Information Mike at 1800 UTC.
Ryanair 555, contact the Warszawa
RMP
radar on
25,
frequency
80 transition, wind calm. Log off. Thank you.
Going closer radar, 1.6 25.
Please, anybody of you who fly in VATSIM, please, yeah, just keep going. Just check your volume levels in the app. Thank you. Hey, Professor San. Buenas noches. Temperature 22. QNH 1017. What?
approach 25, Delta 5 Papa Lima.
How did that change so quick? 1017. Yeah, wind calm. Alright, that means we have to recalculate again. What's happening with the mouse pointer here? Come on.
Krakow approach, jumped up, Lima X-ray Golf, Victor, 2,000 feet.
That's just the limits now.
Victor,
thank you, Yoda. I'll take the low. Yeah, operate low.
Climb fly level 240,
rest is
Lima
set.
X-ray Golf,
Now, talking about... I'm going to open descend here. Descend a bit quicker. Oh, here's the airport. So here's the problem, guys. I can't request a visual approach because I'm way too high.
Reservation 615, wind variable do not turn to 6, clear for takeoff.
Did it say runway 26? Right. Speed is also selected. Good, so we've briefed the approach really. This approach is briefed. Sector 3,200, 3,000 in the south is very high. But as long as we stay in the white contour layer, we're safe in 4,000 feet. And yeah, we'll be 4,000 or above until we are on final, so no problem there. Good.
Flight 022, stop descent, flight level 150.
Anything special? Threats? I'm going to slow down here now. 220 knots.
615, descent altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Descent 5,000, QNH 1017, easy 615. So there we go. Speed brakes are still out. We've got 5,000 blue. QNH is set. And
Lima Victor Victor, stop climb flight level 140.
Stop climb flight level 140, Lima Victor.
What's up? Good. So let's go to 50 knots and then to 20 knots.
Feet, climb flight
yeah, to 20 knots actually.
Proceed direct to Babco.
So let's go down to 20 knots.
Lufthansa 5 Papa Lima, contact Krakow Tower, frequency 13255.
So we have to be very careful with these predictions, right? Especially since we may get a shortcut. So it would have been better if I put in like 653
flight level 990.
at constraint, let's say 5,000 at And that way, the aircraft would have calculated the path correctly. So now we're 3,000 feet high, right?
Magic Sun 2022, descent flight level 100.
Descending 100, Magic Sun 2022.
Lima Victor Victor, climb flight level 240.
Climb 340, Lima Victor.
Organ, very nice. It's metal. It's very sturdy. The detent strengths you can adjust yourself, I think. So you can adjust the levers, and yeah, the detents I think you can adjust as well. Because there's a way to get rid of the detents.
Test.
What? 100 feet remaining? Huh? Oh, seatbelts. Thank you.
This is 615, cleared RMP approach, runway 25, report established. Off track.
Okay, cleared the RMP approach 25, our call established, and say again, are we cleared to a direct, did you say?
This is 615, cleared RMP approach, runway 25, report established on final track.
Ah, okay, that's it. So we'll report on final track, copy it, easy 615. I was hoping we'd get a direct, but no such luck.
Magic Sun 2022, descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH
Beautiful. I've been here
ILS approach runway 26, report
in real life many times. Absolutely beautiful city.
So please put your bags and laptops away.
Thanks guys for the heads up there with the seatbelts.
Victor, monitor advisory 1 to the night, may go up.
Want to do that, mate, believe it.
Speed brakes are going back in.
Runway 8 for Romeo Papa, proceed direct Batco.
It contains important
Tower
safety information.
23225.
In an emergency,
23255.
For you, proceed direct off, book descent
we're
4,000
committed to reducing our environmental impacts. We'll be asking you to place recyclable waste in a separate bag as we collect rubbish from you. Please don't leave any rubbish in your seat pockets or on the floor.
Easy 350, Krakow approach, hello, identified descent flight level 100, information Mike.
Information Mike, descent flight level 100, easy 250.
Hi, that's the cabin secure for
Easy 615, shortcut for you, proceed direct off, book descent 4,000.
Thank you much. Direct off hook and descent 4,000, easy 615. Now, even though it wasn't much of a shortcut, I always still say thank you, because it shows that they were having us under control, and you know,
280 knots or greater.
they did think you know, about the direct, which is nice. Even though it didn't really help much now, but it's still good to say thank you. Beautiful. Now we are NAF, sending 4,000, and past Ofuk, we're allowed to send to 3,000, which we have to send to 3,000, and then we'll press the final approach button. We've got some VFR traffic there, no factor. Here's 10 miles to go. Final call to flight attendants.
Quite aviation 615, monitor advisory 1 to the next, bye.
Yeah, Winky. It's on my list, but I still don't know how to mount that.
Monitor advisory 1 to the snake, may go upstairs.
Monitor advisory 1 to the snake, dzięki wielkie za kontrolę i miłego Ryana A4
Alt, I'm going to pre-dial 3,000. Approach phase is active. I'm going to check both sides. GPS. Yeah, somebody said about GPS spoofing or IRL. I don't think at the moment. I mean, it would be an issue if the ILS is off the air. And then you get GPS jamming or then then you would have to fly the VOR approach. Shall we simulate that? Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's challenge the control a bit, shall we?
Calling Sega.
Let's do that.
Sierra Papa Mike Oscar Charlie Kraków zbliżenie witam zezwalam
Where's GPS?
LFR 1017 Jawność poziom lotu 110.
Well, it's a bit pointless because we already. I mean, IRL. If my GPS failed now, I scroll past. If my GPS failed now, I have the runway inside. I will continue visually.
Rainer Niner Whiskey Uniform Kraków approach. Hello, identified. Climb flight level 250. Proceed directo.
Ah, there we go.
Sierra Oscar Charlie ustaw transponder 7466.
7466.
Right, so gonna go down 3,000 first of all.
350 descent altitude 6,000 feet. QNH 1017.
Descent 6,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Just, we're going to talk about this theoretically, okay? I'm going to go speed managed, flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. Right, so now we have nav GPS 1 and 2 fold. Clear nav. Status in the system GPS 1, GPS 2.
Easy 615, contact Kraków Tower, frequency 123.255.
123.255. Thank you much, bye-bye, Easy 615. Good. So, the thing is this, guys. Gear's coming down a bit fast. It's checked. Gear down. Would we be allowed to fly the GPS approach, the RMP approach? No, of course not. However, we're now visual. So that's what I'm going to do now. Manual flight. And I would ask the first officer, so flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. And I would ask the first officer, hey, remove, clear the flight directors, or switch off flight directors. Bird on. Would you be okay if you fly this manually now in pure visual conditions? So visual approach. And the co-pilot agrees, I would say, yeah, we'll continue visually. 4,000 is approach set. Flaps 3, speed check, flaps 3. Krakow Tower, good evening. Easy 615 on, visual approach now, runway 25.
Flaps 615, Krakow Tower, hello, wind variable at 2 knots, runway 25, clear to land.
Runway 25, clear to land, Easy 615, just be advised that we're unable RMP anymore because we've lost both GPS.
Easy 615, roger, good luck.
He's chilled. So the idea is, it's more about the missed approach, right? The thing is, so the missed approach goes via waypoints, which now we can't really fly. Although, I mean, RMP1 for the missed approach, we could have a look here at progress. So we're still in range, so we're still in limits. So we could fly this in nav mode.
Lufthansa 5 Papa Lima, hold shot Zulu.
1,000. Holding shot Lufthansa 5 Papa.
But I would say, in case of misapproach, we could also ask for a visual pattern to the north. So right-hand pattern. Right, landing checklist. EGBB landing no blue. The approach checklist was complete as well, we'll say.
And there are 341, you are instructed to push back facing west, this is facing east.
Oh, GSX memes. Wrong path.
Okay, sorry.
100 above.
Wow. Amazing how the apron has changed over the years.
Minimum.
Continue.
Ready for taxi and 341.
Enter 341, taxi Zulu Alpha to holding point away 25.
Beautiful evening. This is real time as well. Nice.
50, 40, 30, 20.
With the 40 line up runway 25 and wait.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. So last exit. I'm gonna leave the auto brake in for now. See how the deceleration works. Looks good. Next one should be Echo, which we can't take. Here comes 60 knots. Closing the reverser. Auto brake is still in. Manual brakes. Very nice.
Easy 615, welcome to Krakow. Taxi Foxtrot Bravo and hold short Zulu.
Foxtrot Bravo will hold short Zulu. Easy 615.
Easy 615, confirm Foxtrot Bravo Whiskey, hold short Zulu.
Foxtrot Bravo Whiskey, hold short Zulu. I didn't hear the whiskey before that, so
Pracownik spacji przejąłem wiatr palić zmienność dwóch węzłów, stacjujcie we własnym zakresie długości w powietrzu.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the
With the
seatbelt
40
sign
one
is
airborne contact
switched
approach
off.
at 121.075,
Electronic
wind variable
devices
at 2
can now
knots,
be
runway
used.
25 for takeoff,
Have a
bye-bye.
look around
Those
you,
announcements.
but make sure you take everything with you. Be careful when you open the lockers as items may have moved. Smoking is not allowed until you're in a smoking area.
now I understand.
Thank you for flying with us today.
So whiskey all the way down and will hold short of Zulu. Probably has outbound traffic, yeah. Good. TCAS, stand by.
Easy 615, continue Bravo Whiskey Zulu stand 3.
Bravo Whiskey Zulu stand 3. Thank you very much. Easy 615. Good. Stand 3. Let's taxi back. Let's
5 to Foxtrot, line up runway 25 and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 25, lot 5 to Foxtrot.
Good. Go off as well. Radar PWS is going off as well.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
Hey Brenner, wie geht's dir?
Please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Hey Captain, I wish you a wonderful evening.
Dankeschön, das wünsche ich dir auch, Bennett. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so welcome to Krakow, and we will be doing one more flight. 8:45. So I'm planning to fly from here, Krakow, to Frankfurt. Pretty much a standard routing for me. Flown this many times. And talking of LVO, I have a little story exactly here for Krakow that I had in real life. A couple of years ago. Because here in Krakow, they do have a lot of fog in autumn.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25, and after departure contact, approach 121.075, goodbye, dziękuję, lot 52 function.
So now I have to concentrate. It's about 1920. So there's did we just go?
341 line up runway 25.
No, here's golf. Oh, I just thought we got past whiskey, but we haven't. Still good. All right. So so Frankfurt, alternate Stuttgart at 1920. Fantastic. And then generate the flight. And we're flying a 321 with the beautiful retro livery. And I did get the Frankfurt city scenery. I want to see if that makes flying more immersive. Gate. Why is my gate 3 not there? Wow, this has become so huge. This used to be... There used to be trees here. Like it was like a little woodland area. So we taxi through a little gap in the trees to the apron. Now it's all just a huge apron. Parking. There we go. 3. So 3 is right there. Right, 12 o'clock.
Enter R341, when airborne contact approach at 121.075, wind variable at 2 knots, runway 25, clear for takeoff, bye-bye.
Clear for takeoff 925 and in airborne contact, Krakow approach 121.075, thank you for enter.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, yeah.
Rating 4 dodać.
Dastownik 4 przyjąłem, wiatr zbali zmienność 2 węzłów, lądujcie w własnym zakresie i zgłoście na ziemi.
That's 3.
Lądujemy w własnym zakresie, prosimy na ziemi.
Yeah, and this is the Revicki design version 2. Unfortunately, we don't have the Marshall is probably in the terminal there. I have to restart GSX. Yeah, but that's gate 3, right? Stand 3. Oh, that comes with the airport. That's not even GSX. That's the airport stuff. Yeah, I switched off the static aircraft. Let's have a quick look here. It doesn't have a parking spot here. Are you kidding me?
Krakow Tower, very good evening, Ryanair 90751, extend 15 with information, November, requesting clearance to Gilbert.
Airline 231 for extra, right? 3495, got it, 65 seconds. Upload inside for us,
Yeah, why does it sound? So the airport add-on comes with sounds. How weird. I am going to log off VATSIM and I'm going to reposition myself. And then we'll log on again later with the new aircraft. Because I want to have deboarding.
Airline 231 for extra, right? 3495, got it, 65 seconds.
Let's go gate 5. There we go. Right. Just wait for the APU to run up. Hey Ghost, hello. You're a bit late, yeah, no worries. Flight was good. So the main idea was to try out the new WINCTRL RMP and TCAS panel that I've received today. So I was really keen to find out how it works. Yeah, it worked very well. The only thing I've noticed is it's not as bright as the TCAS panel, but also the numbers to the right of digit, they turn a little bit slower than the real aircraft. But otherwise, all good, yeah. Nice quality. The haptic feedback is good.
The boarding requested.
At least that works. Fantastic. Right, let's read the parking checklist.
7:30.
So we have parking checklist, park brake or truck park brake set, engines are off. We have a fuel pumps off, and the yellow helic pump is off as well. And that's the parking checklist complete. Nice. Yeah, Ghost, that's the thing. That's the reason. I mean, how many times have I, or, you know, do we have to look down while taxiing? So now we could just simply keep on taxiing, look outside, and dial in the frequency. Very natural. So much. Chiriki. You guys, you always take the mickey out of me for pronouncing it wrong. Right. So welcome to Krakow Airport. Beautiful. And let's have a quick look here. Actually, let's do it differently. Let's go outside. Yeah, I honestly remember this so well. Yeah, duty-free shops, coffee shops there. Yeah. And then our pickup was normally right here. This is where normally we would be picked up and get the lift to the hotel. Very nice. Cool. All right, guys, I'll be back. I'm going to have a quick break, 10-minute break, and then I'll be back with the A321. And we're flying to Frankfurt, looking at the new Frankfurt city scenery. Looking forward to it. And this time I will file the flight plan. Guys, big thank you, and thanks for all the resubs that came in today. Thank you so much. And yeah, stay tuned. Be back in 10 minutes. Otherwise, next stream is on Wednesday, German live stream. Oh really? So don't say R, you say Shibila. Okay, so Shibilia, okay. Alright guys, thank you so much. See you in a few minutes.